Namaste, angels. This will be our weekly love reading. A couple of things that may affect this reading. Today is the feast day of Christ the King on the Christian calendar. Christ the King is a celebration of Jesus. And again, this is according to Christian tradition. He is not necessarily the king under Islam or Judaism. In fact, he's not at all. He's just a major prophet under those beliefs. But Christianity, he is the king and considered king of the universe. And that is what today is a celebration. Feast day of Christ the King. Also on Thursday, the 30th, will be the feast day of one of my most favorite saints, apostles, ever, all time. And that is Saint Andrew, of course. Saint Andrew, we may even get to see Release Your Ex. He may come through with that. Saint Andrew, Saint Peter's older brother, is a martyr. And when he was put to death, he refused to allow himself to be crucified on a cross because he just didn't feel like he was worthy to die the same way that Jesus had. So he said, put me on an X. And for me, that has meant that he had not only lived, but was dying on his own terms. And this, I feel, is what we're called to do. And what so many of us have been so hesitant to do in, various aspects and areas of our lives. And that is what has held us back on this journey. This journey is about living your truth, following your heart, cutting yourself off from man's law and man's tradition and what is believed and perceived by society to be right versus wrong, or right or wrong versus what you know to be right or wrong, again, in your own heart. All right, that may be, oh goodness, I forgot one of the major ones because it doesn't really fall into this week. This reading is from November 26th through December 2nd. December 3rd, however, by which we can very well be affected this week, Mercury goes retrograde. Also, on that same day, there is what many will call a supermoon, a full moon in Gemini at 11 degrees. There was a whole bunch of 11s in the general weekly reading this week too. And I realized after I finished recording, I said, it's probably because the Gemini full moon is at 11 degrees. That's why we got all of these. What else? Okay, now I think that's really it. So with that, I'm going to go to the dice. And if anything else is remembered, I will mention it to you. I'm beginning with Stay in Bed, Email, and Eat Cake. Hoping everybody had a good Thanksgiving holiday. In the general weekly reading, I revealed that I certainly had an awesome holiday and had been visited by my older sister and her family, my brother-in-law, my niece. And I said that the last time I had seen her in New York, not at all, but in New York, the last time she had come to New York from my recollection was probably my wedding in 1995, where she was the maid of honor. And that's not correct. She was the matron of honor. She was married before me. I also didn't mention that I am no longer married. That's probably important. If I'm going to tell the story, I got to tell the whole thing. And who was in fact my maid of honor is one of my cousins who lost her mother this week. As part of that whole proper burial for freedom, that 2 weeks of death that I had, seen coming, and I said it would be people's aunts and uncles and maybe cousins and close friends of the family. So yes, it was one of my own as well. And so to any of you who had to experience that over the holidays, again, I am sorry. My condolences, my love and light to you all. Let's get on with the love reading. So I told you, stay in bed, eat cake, and email. Spirit says party. Try again. And dirty movie. Trying again with try again. And it says try again. I think the first message is if at first you don't succeed, try again. See how they say it 2 times? It's 2 more tries. And Spirit says no. So if there was a yes or no question that you have been pondering, you weren't sure, couldn't make up your mind, answer is no. All right, I think I'm going to do first I'm going to do the spread from the perspective of the masculine, but rather than you use the Tony Carmine Salerno Universal Love Oracle, I'm going to do it with the Doreen Virtue Romance Angels, beginning with soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. And here comes St. Andrew, opening right away to release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. So for some, this can be very literal. And as Doreen meant it. Release your ex, like some former partner or something. But for others, especially if you're watching my channel, this can have to do with releasing your expression, releasing yourself upon the world as you choose to live, you know, whether or not that aligns with any quote unquote rules or not. Then again, there are going to be some who are doing either, maybe even both, specifically as it relates to connecting with their soulmate. Maybe, you know, you're not fully emotionally or physically or something else available. And so this comes into play in one or more of the ways I just described, that someone can release their ex. And release your ex. Calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. Calling in your soulmate and passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Calling in your soulmate and, deception. Someone's wearing a false self mask in this relationship. I said that I felt stuff about liars and lies coming into play due to the Gemini full moon. Again, Mercury enters retrograde the same day. Mercury all about communication. Gemini is all about communication. Gemini considered the great communicator of the zodiac and also known for spitting out the truth, you know, whether accidentally or on purpose. And without like regard, without consideration for feelings and all that kind of stuff. Like we don't even think about that. We just, what? And so I think that that's going to be happening, that people are going to be caught up in their communication, caught up in their lies and their foolishness, and stuff will be revealed. I also had that sort of reconfirmed for me with some of the cards I pulled in the general reading. Now, I'd prefer you watch the general reading because I think the general reading for me is a basis, not the only basis, but a basis for my gauge as to how I know the love reading is going to go. It's, you know, in part based on what comes out of the general reading. The general reading is also for me reconfirmation of a lot of the stuff that I've felt and seen and thought before I do either reading. Because I often in the beginning start, well, I feel this, I feel that, and then sure enough, it turns up in the cards. So this is this is no different this time right now. I definitely felt deception coming as part of the Gemini full moon. But I think that, again, at least by the end of that 2 weeks, that moon energy tends to linger. People are going to be busted. And that's going to be not only because of the Gemini full moon, but because of Mercury, which rules Gemini, having gone retrograde. And it may have to do with the soulmate too. Calling in your soulmate and love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Love yourself first. One more. It's playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. playfulness. Cut. Boom. Right back where I started, on to soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. Overall energy is going to be passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. So again, this is about living on your own terms and following your heart, your emotion. What moves you? What drives you? What sets, a flame burning in your soul? And it's something that leads you have to pursue this thing or this person or both. The feminine about herself. The masculine with regard to the feminine about himself and about the union as a whole. Overall, what the, two cards want to come out here. I'm going to put them both there. What the masculine would have the feminine do toward the union this week. Surrender, contribute. How can she help to facilitate things this week? What he himself is willing to do. Let me move this over a little bit. What the universe would have both to do this week, and the outcome. Feminine. Romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Stop setting your own feelings aside. The masculine with regard to the feminine. Healing family issues as it relates to the union. The masculine with regard to the union. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. But it's not only your parents, it's anybody that's so impactful upon you that they have the ability to affect whether you're able to move on, move forward or with your life, and certainly with your love life. This can involve those exes we talked about and removing them, right? Releasing one's ex so that they can pursue their passion, which is the, soulmate, the divine partner. Masculine about himself this week. Unrequited love. Told you he's got something or someone to release. Combination of those. And he's feeling the effects of it. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. And he wants out. That could be another meaning for deception having shown up. It's like lying to ourselves that we can continue a relationship that's toxic and or dead. We can't. We can't. Not at all healthfully, at least. Masculine about the union as a whole this week. Separation, but in reverse. And I very methodically lay these cards upright. I don't even know how this would have ended up in reverse, but I think that it's like this on purpose. This is coming out of separation. This is reducing the distance between two people because we're healing these issues here. That's going to allow for the end of this separation, or for this separation to be turned on its head. Overall, heart-to-heart conversations, maybe because of Mercury and or the Gemini full moon. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. What does the masculine have the feminine to do here? Playfulness. You got to be lighthearted. It's so difficult for him to approach, or for anybody, to try to come back and apologize and, let go of their pride. I mean, that stuff it can be hard enough. But when the person is like stone-faced and, stern, and they refuse to let go of their negative emotions, their resentment, their regret, their anger, it's like almost impossible. We're just gonna clash. But if you can lighten up, maybe we can do this. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine, perhaps like a Gemini. Because you are calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations will help to bring you together and to come out of separation. What is the masculine himself willing to do here? He's acknowledging that he deserves love. He doesn't deserve to be in a relationship like this. You see the unrequited love crossing it? Doesn't deserve this. He knows he deserves actual love. And so that's why he is separating himself from this. He is healing these issues so that he too can pursue this romantic feelings, calling in his soulmate. Well, the universe have the two to do. Yeah, just, go after the true love. Your passion. Your true passion. Your true love is your true passion. And this is the romance of a lifetime. It is not unrequited. Outcome. It's safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. So that was, for the most part, from the masculine's perspective. Again, this card is from the feminine's higher self, and this is from the universe. But the rest, the collective masculine higher self selects. So now I'm going to see what the universe might add to that, beginning with True Gem, which can again be about Mercury retrograde and or the Gemini full moon. It can also be about the value of ourselves, realizing our own value, that we deserve love. We warrant good things in our life. We earned it, or all humans deserve, decency and compassion and love. That could be a thought. It may also be entering commitment and perhaps even actual engagement. And the Ice King, Mars, the male or masculine planet of love. Also, there is a lot of activity with Aries, with Mars this week that I went over in the general reading. This card also reminds me of air sign, mostly men, but it can be women too. Somebody authoritative, maybe like a King of Swords, yeah. But also an Aries, a Leo, and even a Scorpio, because Mars is a co-ruler of Scorpio too. And it can be Scorpio and Gemini, because that's the way that the real world is. And that's the way that the real divine couple is. I don't know how many of you noticed, but we just, the full moon in Gemini is on the heels of the new moon in Scorpio. Mother and father are always like one not far behind the other. Always. Try to start paying attention to that. True Gem. And children. This can be about us, again, being youthful, being lighthearted to pursue romance. It can be about actual children too. Maybe part of the healing of family issues. Your child's other parent or your parents, your children, healing relationships with them. True Gem back, and family. So again, all those things I said about children could also apply to family. True Gem, I'll go one more, and it is Beauty Queen. This is about confidence, feeling good about oneself. I equate it kind of with the Empress, which represents for me Venus, which is a ruler of Gemini. Also Libra, Taurus, and actually the Gemini full moon is going to be sitting in Taurus, the bull. So that can be what this is about too. And it can be about us just getting our confidence back, and that's how we're able to now pursue our passions. All right, I'm going to cut. Speaking of passion, yes, that's exactly what we're doing. This is somebody or a couple who has decided to, bear themselves before each other and maybe perhaps the world in, going after what they want, and who cares about it. They don't even notice if anybody else, they don't know we're here, overall energy is dating queen. This can be a continuance from last week. Dating queen, very prevalent last week. And the blocks to the union, for some, I said the card, it was like true love was blocks to the union. And for some, I described, you know, how it could apply differently to different people and how it could in fact not be a block at all. But what continues to come through was that for some, I was talking about these unions that were not meant to be, these people that, you know, some of us may have been dating, and the block was the true love. The, you know, the divine partnership is not going to allow you to have a successful relationship, you know, beyond whatever extent the universe is willing to with these other people. So this can be in part about that as well. Some of us continuing today. This can be us meeting new people. Those of us who haven't even, you know, met or connected with divine partner yet. This can just be us, again, feeling good about ourselves, feeling attractive, being attractive to other people, having a lot of potential suitors, people who are interested in us. We've got choices and stuff, whether we're interested or not. Divine couple. Recent past. This is Raphael. He's here to help with the healing of family issues, I guess. The near future. The masculine's higher self. Blocks to the union. What the feminine can do, what the masculine can do. Further advice from the universe and the outcome. Divine couple. Ooh, gossip. People are talking. So this week is about, again, lies and shady behavior. And again, I think that this is connected to the Gemini full moon. People talking about us, maybe us, the need for the divine couple to stop listening to other people's thoughts and again, follow your own passions instead. Who cares what so-and-so might say or think? The recent past. Karma. So karmic energy directing our moves, causing us to have to deal with situations maybe we otherwise wouldn't have wanted to deal. I know some of us were having a hard time the past couple of weeks. But this is the recent past. So we're moving on from that. The near future. Mature man. This is growth after having gone through whatever this karmic lesson was. The masculine's higher self. Wanting to reach out, communicate, maybe email. I started with email with the dice. Maybe those heart-to-heart conversations he's wanting to have. Perhaps being pushed, again, by Mercury, by Gemini, to communicate. Blocks to the union is none. Similar to what I was talking about last week. Blocks to the union is none. Union is like sitting here waiting for us to grab it, to stop listening to people in our ear that may be trying to talk us out of our destiny and derail us from our journey, and to pursue our passion. What can the feminine do here? Like, start again, try again, like the dice said. New love, right? Allow any old situations, positive or negative, but especially, you know, any negative emotions or cords of attachment, residual from past situations and circumstances and relationships. Let all that go and allow yourself to use any remaining Scorpio new moon energy as we move closer and closer toward the Gemini full moon energy. Allow that energy to allow you to transform and or accept death to those old aspects of yourself in your life and move into new love instead. What can the masculine do here? Spiritual growth. I told you. He apparently went through the majority of the karmic lessons. And I think we've seen that, you know, in his defense and all fairness. We've seen that over the past like month or so, that the masculine seem to be having a more difficult time, and definitely having to do with karmic situations, karmic soulmates and all that kind of stuff. So he's growing and learning. And the union is within reach for him and, you know, for us all. But further advice from the universe: freedom. Break away from these karmic ties that are, you know, holding you back from this union. Go after your passions. Follow your heart. That's been the message since before I even laid any cards. I was moved to talk to you about it before I did anything else. That's what we got to do this week. And the outcome here. Beauty Queen. So again, feeling really awesome and whole and confident. Just good about yourself and your life and where it's headed and the journey, the path that you're on. Feeling like Venus.
What?
I think I want to first lay a spread with these, beginning with Gaia, which can again also be representing Venus in her capacity as a ruler of Taurus, maybe, but also Libra and Gemini. Earth connection. Be mindful of the planet. Come back to Earth and stay grounded. This can be speaking of, again, the Gemini full moon in Taurus, the bull. And opening to Kuan Yin, care and compassion. Choose to be love. Do what is right for everyone involved. Offer a helping hand. Kuan Yin. Radha, soul flame. Rediscover a lost part of yourself. Experience relationship harmony and healing. Kuan Yin and Serapis Bay. Ascension. Move into your true self. Rise above the darkness. The light is here. Yeah, we definitely had to see that. Otherwise, Radha is back with Soul Flame. And Dwal Cool, Dharma unfolding. Remember that you are on a path. Take one step at a time toward happiness. In that opposite soul flame. So what do you think that means? Following your passions. Yet again, that message is going to keep being pounded in, I think, until we get it. We get the lesson. Dharma unfolding and El Moria. Awakening presence. The universe is with you. Wear a cloak of protection and love. I'll go one more. And it's Saint Germain, another one of my favorite saints. Karma releasing, which we just saw in the other spread, right? The recent past, karma. Move beyond drama, which we just saw in the other spread, those gossip people. Create your own path. Thank you. Make room for good energy. So cutting off that negative stuff, freeing ourselves, the freedom card from the last spread we just saw, freeing ourselves from the gossip and the drama and the, you know, karmic lessons and karmic people in our lives, toxic, cutting all of that off using the Queen of Swords' sword, the Queen of Swords who showed up so many times in the general reading, using her sword to cut ourselves away from all that, you know, foolishness. El Moria back. I'm going to cut. And it's Mother Mary, love and peace. Let go of the need to be right. Instead, choose peace. Mother healing is possible at this time. And the overall energy after shuffling is Saint Germain, yet again, karma releasing. Move beyond drama. Create your own path. Make room for good energy. Masculine, Lady Nada, heart awakening. Awaken to acceptance and divine love. Give and receive in balance. So balance, again, like Venus, and it's 50-50, which turned up as a theme over and over again in the general reading this week. The ability to both give and receive. The allowing love to pass both ways. That's what this is going to be about. You are surrounded by holy amethyst, divine alchemy. Move beyond your current challenges. Focus on what you desire. Your passions. Same message again. Masculine subconscious, white eagle, ancestor spirit. Connect to your lineage. A family wound or a pattern can be healed now. So some of us will be working on this, that healing family issues. Remember that turned up for the masculine in the spread where he chooses the cards, his higher self chooses the cards in relation to the feminine was that healing family issues card. Like he can't move forward and pursue his passions until he takes care of this wound. And so he's considering that still, his higher self still here with this in the subconscious, letting us know he definitely will be working on that. Feminine, El Moria, awakening presence. The universe is with you. Wear a cloak of protection and love. This is about putting, covering ourselves in the full armor of God. I do this every day. I posted it on my Facebook last week because I felt that I needed to remind others to protect themselves as well. Feminine surrounded by Lady Portia. So Saint Germain's divine feminine. How awesome is this? Saint Germain, our overall energy. Now with his divine feminine here as well. Lady Portia, divine order. Do what you feel is right. So this is like Libra and Venus coming through again too. An important lesson is unfolding. And in the feminine subconscious, beautiful, Mary Magdalene, teacher awakens. So we have teacher awakening here at the root under awakening presence that crowns us. And we have teacher awakens mirroring heart awakening for the masculine. So we're all going through an ascension and an upgrade and a learning process, and karmic lessons could be involved. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call. Don't let anything stop you. So not even what people may say or think about you. Crowning. It's Hilarion. Divine healing. Honor your sensitivity. Retreat to recharge and to heal. Your light can support others. Right, you got to fix it first. It's like when you're in an airplane and you got to give yourself the oxygen first, then you can help other people. That's what this is saying. At the root, Freya, phases and cycles. This is like death for me. There is a beginning within every ending. And notice the full moon and the raven. Ravens can be about death, as well as wisdom and other very positive things too. But I think it's just this card coming through like the equivalent of the death card in the tarot. Illusions are revealed. So this is what I was saying in the beginning too, like lies being revealed, like the truth coming to a head, shady behavior and moves that some people make. We're finding out, that they've been up to something. We can't necessarily trust them, that they've been deceptive. And we're going to, once that's revealed, we're going to release that energy and perhaps those people that, with which it's associated. And at the heart of the matter, Bridget, inner strength. Move back to wholeness. Recognize that you have the power. And I just said in the last spread that the outcome was about us being whole. That card, Beauty Queen, that was the outcome. I said this is about us being whole and confident, right? We're moving back into, this is the outcome yet again. We're moving back into wholeness. We have the power and the strength to do so, and the protection of the universe, all right? The full armor of God, as it's called in the scriptures, and the helmet of salvation is what will free us from all of this. I'm going to do some more romance cards. I know this is all very random today, but I'm in that kind of mood, I guess. Opening 2, wedding. This situation involves marriage. Wedding. Soulmate back again. Yes, this is your soulmate. I'd stop on this note, but I want to mix them up a little more since I just used them. Soulmate. Trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. Trust. I just got 2 that this has to do also with the divine masculine as a individual, but the collective, recognizing and understanding who their father is, and that not their birth father, their father in heaven, their father in the universe, or that the universe is, you know, their father, and after, you know, in whose image they are made. That's part of this family lineage. And I guess the ascension process too, that they're being made to remember their true divine selves and recognize and honor that. Love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Trust and past life relationship. You have known each other before. Trust. Maybe on that note, I will cut. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Boom. Same message about freedom and cutting yourself away, whether it's the Queen of Swords that tells you, it's that freedom card from the other spread, or it's this free yourself in the Romance Angels. It's about cutting ourselves away from situations and people that no longer serve us. It's time to take back control of your life. Now, these cards that I'm putting here may or may not be associated to the others, because I actually did not ask for that, but that doesn't mean that the angels won't do what they do anyway. The top, Lady Nada and Heart Awakening. Awaken to acceptance and divine love is pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. So with all this red being mentioned, as well as love, I think that this could be about Mars for the masculine. That's the red flag to which you're paying attention. And you're being called to leadership this week. That's what Mars does. That's what the Emperor does. But also taking a leadership role in your own life, you know, as an individual, in that, again, you're going to cut yourself away from things that are stifling you. Leadership role doesn't mean you have to be leading the masses, although I don't doubt that you will be at some point. You can start with your own life. Atop, Holy Amethyst, Divine Alchemy. Moving beyond current challenges is flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. Maybe one of the challenges is, how do I approach, you know, friends, family, loved ones, the divine feminine? How do I approach after, you know, maybe some of my behavior, or I haven't been, you know, after I've lacked confidence, or whatever the case may be. This is how. Atop, White Eagle, Ancestor Spirit. Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. So I think that's why I got that message at the last minute, where I said that you were being reminded of who your father is and in whose image you are made, and what that means as a divine masculine. Like, go ahead and, again, take the leadership role, be Mars, right? Be Aries, and make the romantic gesture. You're thinking about it, at least. And again, if you don't know how to approach it, how to do it, flirt. But don't ignore the signs. They are cautioning you that it's your time to make a move. Atop, El Moria, Awakening Presence for the Feminine, Attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. Our manifestation can be becoming heightened too with this awakening presence. and the law of attraction working for us even more strongly. The top lady Portia in divine order is let go of control issues. How perfect is that? Divine order means that the divine is handling things and they don't need us to do it. So let go of control issues and allow this situation to unfold naturally. A top teacher awakens. Mary Magdalene. Many believe Jesus is true love. His divine feminine is true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. And you can bet that was Mary and Jesus. A top Hilarion and divine healing. Make the effort, right? Put some effort into your own healing. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. And a top Freya. Boom. A top Freya and phases and cycles. And the fact that there's a beginning within every ending. Illusions are revealed and released is deception. Boom. Someone's wearing a false self mask in this relationship and it will come to light. What's done in the dark always comes to light. At the heart of the matter, atop Bridget and inner strength. Let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. I'd say these friends, they can be your earthly friends if you have those that you're willing to, if you have trust in them that they'll help you with something like this. Sure. But I think it's the angels, and that's who it is for me. And lastly, I normally use my Tony Carmine Solano Universal Love Oracle for the spread that I do from the masculine perspective. I just wasn't moved to do that this week, but I do want to use him still for some advice. So I'm beginning with Emergence, which is about ascension and the rise from the depth, rise from the ashes. It's like the phoenix rising for me, because to me, it's evident that the darkness must be below. And now as she comes up, she's past some purples, so some colors that may be a little bit darker. Some brown is here, some red, and the higher she ascends, the closer she gets to the white light. And opening to Golden Path, because we are on the right one. This Golden Path is the path toward healing for me. It's just like the Yellow Brick Road. That's how I read this card. When you reach the end of the Yellow Brick Road, it means you're at the Emerald City. But when you reach the end of this Golden Path, to me, it means you are at the Emerald Ray. And where Archangel Raphael, who we heard come through here not that long ago, it awaits you to help you toward healing. He's your friend. Let your friends help you. Golden Path and relationship. Which says that, like, if we're having difficulty with our relationships with others, let's work on the one we have with ourselves first. And the way to embark upon that is to, cut away people who would have us not be our true selves, right? If we want to improve the relationship with ourselves, it begins with being our real self. Something stifling you from that, they don't belong, or it doesn't belong in your life, relationship. And sorrow. There's Raphael again. This is about exactly what it looks like. Sorrow, the desire, to seek forgiveness and compassion and to express apologies for wrongdoing to one another. That's part of healing the relationship with ourselves and with others. And it's part of healing in general. So all very healthy. Relationship. One more. Trilogy of Light, which for me is more like a trinity of light. It's like, the masculine and the feminine, not necessarily in that order either way, but we're both trying to ascend, rise like the phoenix from the darkness, from the ashes, nearer and dearer, closer to the universe every day. Improve our relationship with the universe. Make it more trinity as opposed to trilogy of light if we can. relationship. I'm going to cut. And abundance. Well, Venus, maybe that Gemini moon in Taurus can bring this abundance about. And the overall energy is eternal flames. We've come full circle right back to our passions. What sets your heart afire? Who sets your heart afire? Pursue that. All right, so to the masculine from the Tony Carmine Solano Universal Love Oracle, divine guidance under this full moon here. This divine guidance is infinite. It will always be there. Another reason why I say when we say let your friends help you, I say my friends are the angels. My friends are the divine, because I know that they'll always be there. Their support, their help, their protection, their love will never be fleeting. And it's there for you guys. Feminine, same goes for us. Message from afar. This is getting in touch with it has to do with, there's more fire sign and passion burning coming through here too. But yeah, this is paying attention to the guidance that we receive, to the divine guidance, and maybe even contact from the partner I'm getting. This can be message from afar, maybe not in terms of physical, not in terms of length of distance, but perhaps physical distance, emotional distance. And it can be like the past too. Distance as in time. Time has elapsed, and we've allowed ourselves to get afar from one another, and so we're going to reconnect. All of that just came through very interestingly. For the masculine, look who it is. It's your father, right? The emperor, this authoritative, strong leader. Mars, the god of love. This is you. This is the family, or one of the family issues on which you have to work. This is the relationship with whom, or one of the relationships with whom you have to heal. It's yourself. And in terms of your true self as the divine masculine, what that means. Right? I am a son of the universe. Feminine, true love. So this is our overall energy from one of the other decks, the romance angels, I believe, in one of the other spreads. And we're getting the same reminders over and over in this reading, so we don't lose track. Because another thing that came up for the feminine, actually, there was a lot of fives in the general reading. Again, I prefer you watch it yourself than me tell you what it entailed. But we were crowned by a 5. The feminine got 2 of the same 5, the same suit of 5 as part of their advice. And I just saw it as a lot of potential for disappointment, but unnecessarily. Like the feminine could choose a mindset of true love and appreciation and counting one's blessings, or we could say, oh, woe is me, and be disappointed. Things didn't go exactly as we would have wanted or would have planned here. Like maybe with some of this reuniting and communication, and just doesn't happen the way we would have wanted or we would have hoped. Rather than feeling disappointed by that, we can be thankful as to the positives that did occur and what they mean in a larger sense. That's what the true love is going to be about. It's like remembering that this is what it's about at the end of the day. So to not have like small little petty incidents that detract from the larger picture. From the Keepers of the Light Oracle to the masculine, Archangel Michael. I love it. Trusting heaven. Exactly. your father. You are safe. Angels stand close. Surrender your concerns. Right? Moons are about surrender. Surrender to the divine. Surrender your concerns. And allow a miracle to occur. So all the things that you're thinking about, you don't know how it can work. You don't know how you can approach. They're giving you advice on how you can do that. But like at the same time, they're saying, don't worry about any of it. If the universe means for you to, you know, get back together, reunite, that's what's going to happen when you have the faith that that's what can happen. Right? Don't block your own blessing, basically. To the feminine, from the Keepers of the Light Oracle, the Shekinah, sacred self, unleash your spirit. This is release your X. Unleash your spirit. Express your gifts. Dance to the sacred rhythm of life. And to the masculine, full circle yet again. Passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. That is your primary goal and focus this week, pursuing your passions. And for the feminine, we may have had to wait for it. We may have to continue to wait, you know, in some aspects. Some of us, that may be what the fives were about, right? Or what potential for disappointment was about. But again, if you have the right mindset, you can see that it is worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. I hope that you guys enjoyed the love reading. I'll be back with the moon in Gemini. Namaste.